from a vet, and this little fella looks like he's been run over by a car. He's got a little leg up and he wants to get out, but first we're just gonna have a little look at him, see how he's going. So the first thing we do is we weigh him. So over here I've got my scales. Come here, gorgeous. Here he is, little fella. So we're just going to pop him in here, get a weight. So we're 692 grams. So just going to give him a assessment so we can see a lot of skin, a lot of dehydration in his skin. And under here we've got red abrasions, superficial type wounds. This is the eye that's taking a while to close. Don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear his breathing. So I'd say he's got a respiratory infection as well. Oh, sweetie. So far the assessment is pretty poor. You can hear the breathing, so that's an indication of a respiratory infection or a blockage. Now I can see something hanging out the side of his mouth. So I'm just going to turn him around and see if he allows me to do it. And then we can see the extent of what's hanging out his mouth. Hey buddy, what's that? Let's come to the side here. Okay, so he's got some wounds inside his mouth. So really what I need to do next is to open up his mouth and have a look to see what the extent of that injury is, because very likely has concussion. So I need to take him out of the water, see his behavior. He's circling around, even though he's able to hold his head up and take deep breaths. See, the blood's coming out now. It's not safe for him to be in the water in the event that he drowns. Okay, so I've got him in a dry docking intensive care unit for right now until I can assess the injuries. Now, he's extending his neck like that, which could be an indication of neurological issues due to the trauma that he's just had with being hit by a car. Tilting the head like that and stargazing is a sign of something's gone wrong, and hopefully it's soft tissue swelling around the brain, and it can be, hopefully the swelling can go down and he can go back to normal. But at the moment this is quite alarming to see, and it wouldn't be very comfortable for him. So for any reptile that comes into the rehab, it's really important that they get heat before they have medication. So this little guy, he can't be put in water because I'm pretty sure he's got neurological problems. Look at that eye. That's a sure sign that he has got a head trauma. See the eyes? So before I can do any medication or anything, I have to warm him up under the heat light. So we always give him heat and a hide, because he's gonna feel safer if he's got somewhere to hide. See, now that eye's been able to regulate, but it's very slow to respond, which makes me think that this could be swelling around the brain, and hopefully it's just temporary. So this is a design I just made on the sewing machine to help restrain this little fella while he's getting his medication, because he's really quite stressed. This is just for the superficial wounds. Already done an in-water assessment, which was really poor. A little fella's got a concussion. I think he's got swelling around his brain, which is giving him neurological problems. He's got a head tilt and he's stargazing. So what I want to do now is just open his mouth and have a look inside there. So I'm just going to try and make him comfortable as best I can. And very gently try and open his mouth. Your head, my sweetie. Sometimes they'll let you open their mouths. There we go. So let me have a little gentle look. It's actually looking okay, considering he was spitting up some blood and some tissue. You can see the glottis, that looks okay. So he's got a little crack here on the front of his mouth. And he's got some abrasions here. Hey buddy. So I think he's got a respiratory infection because I can't see any blockages to the glottis or anything like that. There is a crack here in his bottom lip. So what I'm going to do is, he's quite dehydrated, so I'm going to give him some fluids, and then I'm going to speak to the boss, and this little guy will just be monitored to check the brain functioning. Okay, so when we give fluids, we've got to make sure that he's nice and warm and that the fluids are warm. So that's the start of his treatment plan. He's had fluids, 23 millilitres of warmed fluids, and he's started his course of antibiotics, which he will get every 3 days.